And good afternoon, folks. Warp103 bringing you guys another video. This time here we're doing our final impression of the K91 PT. So of course sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I'm gonna have to rain down a godly firestorm on you.
And thank you for viewing this video. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon above, and then of course hitting the bell icon to get notifications when the next video drops. So here we go. All right, now you see me in the bush and everything else. Now again, I consider this K9 really pretty good. I judge it against the Panzer, the Char, the AE Phase 1, you know, the the Russian tank. I don't even remember the name because I can't know. The 777 that basically I roll my eyes around the back of my head because that thing is so freaking bad. So pretty much I have this tank tied with the Char for basically how good it plays. Now you're gonna have your form warriors that say, but Warp, you don't know how to play, you're bad at the game. I don't care, you know, I really don't. You think I'm bad at the game, whoopee for you. Again, I'm going at this as from the average player standpoint because I'm the average player. You know, actually technically I'm an okay player. The average player is a little bit worse, but still it counts for what it is. And it basically, you know, if you're just a 52% player, a 50% player, somewhere in that between 50 and 52% player, this tank is basically directly in your wheelhouse. You'll be able to do good with this tank most of the time. Now, you can get in trouble with this tank because it likes a certain play style and everything else, meaning that this thing is a tale of two tanks. If you play it up close and personal, meaning if you can face hug a person and everything else like that, yeah, basically you can destroy them. Or if you're playing it at long range, you can destroy them. But the mid-range gameplay, meaning that when you're mid-range where they can hit your lower plate and everything else like that, or it's not tall enough to shoot over certain obstacles, you'll actually get completely destroyed. So if you play to its strengths, just like the Char, or just like a lot of other things like that, you'll basically own people. Now again, people are like, well, but you can play to the strengths for some of the other tanks in it. No. You know, there's only so much places where it has hills where you can basically say, okay, I can be, you know, hold down sort of. So if you get a city map and you're in the Panzer or something, what are you supposed to do? Nothing. Get owned. You know, whereas this tank here, it doesn't matter which map you're on, you can operate in all environments, you know, because just the way the gun works, you know, just how hard the gun hits, just how good the gun is at aiming most of the time. Again, you got your RNG factor that basically messes you over. So, you know, now you can see my loadout. I still have not loaded gold inside of this thing. And I didn't do it because I didn't even feel it was literally necessary. You know, now this is gonna be one of the matches where I'm like, you know, I wish I had some gold rounds, you know, because you're gonna see us like that. The major problem with this tank is its ammo count. Its ammo count is too low to be viable. And if you're using your gun and it's a late game situation where you need to pull off the win, because you know you want to break down the houses, make sure that you have things like that, so you can do what you really need to do. You can't do that in this tank. You see me knock some of the houses down because I needed to, like right now, if the house was gone and everything else like that, you know, I would be able to see that guy. So again, a lot of times in this map when I have tanks that have slots of ammunition, I basically shoot out the houses because again, I want to make sure that these guys can't just do like he just did, disappear. But you can't do that with this tank. It runs out of ammo and you'll get basically screwed. Now again, I don't have premium rounds, so And see, that's another house that literally, if it wasn't there, it'd be gone. I would have shots right now if I had, you know, a tank with more ammunition where I could have blasted some of these houses away. I knew how this was going. I knew how they had to come in and everything else. But again, you know, ammunition count. I have to burn some right here to try to make sure I get a lane so this guy cannot sneak through and basically. So now these 2 shots right here, you're like, oh well, you know. What I should have done is switch to HE rounds so I could have blasted those 2 houses. Again, that's operator error, but still the point still stands. In normal battles for the I don't have time to switch things, because if I have enough ammo of the right type, I can basically say, oh well, I can blast this out, and if someone pops up, I already have the right ammo ready to basically pop a guy. So again, this needs a few more rounds. Now again, I'm still making the same mistake and I'm not noticing it. So that I'm like, you know, and I'm thinking about it as if I have other tanks where I got rounds to spare. I can knock down these houses and make sure I have a clear lane. And now I'm down to 6 rounds. Yeah, 6 really pinning rounds. Boom. Now, which HE would be able to use right here. Now, here we come. This is what shows you. It's like, hello, how you doing? Can't wait. Oh, there you go. Boom. Now, again, I'm going to do the dance. I'm going to try to get out of dodge and everything else, because you can see we're down. We've been down this whole match and everything else. Now, I'm using the speed. Now, this is what I didn't talk about. This tank has both camo and speed, and I'm also talking about its maneuverability, meaning that it can turn, you know, really quickly, and that bounce really hurt. Again, I should have, people gonna say, well, you auto aimed and everything else. That I don't have time to sit there and go and snipe at you all the time. You know, I don't have the greatest frames per second and everything else. That, and another thing is, when you're in certain locations, you can't see through objects, because again, I played this game enough so like that, where if I aim from third person view so that I can see over objects and it won't interfere with my actual aiming, you know. So a lot of these things has to be taken into account when I actually play. So I have 2 rounds of standard ammunition left. The game is tied. You know, I'm doing the best I can to make sure that we actually get this win. And you know, I'm using my speed to get the hell out of dodge so that when I'm on the other side of the map. Now, a lot of people are gonna be like, but Warp, you know, you can do this in a lot of tanks. Yeah, you can't do this in a lot of tanks. A lot of tanks don't have that accuracy to all the time, you know, where you have to switch out of it here and there and everything else. So that, you know, it doesn't need any gimmicks to make it work. It just works. Now you can see me right here. So again, I'm trying to run away and trying to keep the Conqueror out of my view range and everything else, so I can come around and actually whack him from behind. Now, there's only 2 guys left. You know, and all that I can do is try to come from behind and see if I can get some shots. And the standard B is crying for help, and I understand. And I'm getting debated. And I missed my shot. Now I'm down to 1. No! Standard round. Because again, I should have used more HE rounds to knock the buildings down. And again, that would come with more experience playing, knowing it's okay, don't use your HE rounds. And I missed my last shot. So now I'm really screwed. I'm down to HE. Now you have to stand and be and say, oh, and it's not even the Udes is the one over there. You have to stand and be saying and crying in the background. Oh, the guy lost this for us. That's the standard B. Say, oh, he lost it for us. He blah blah blah. No, I'm doing what I can to make sure this is a win. So I'm just ignoring the chat. Trying to break stuff in the process. Now again, something's broken. I wish it told me what was broken. I know the guy is on the cap, so okay, I'm gonna, you see me moving my tank around. Again, that speed, the maneuverability is really great, so you can actually get to new positions. Now mistake was made by the Conqueror, because again, this should have been a loss, because the Conqueror basically gave it away when he just stayed on the cap. He just let that let me know where he's at. Instead of hunting me down, reset the cap. Now with AT, I can still pin this guy from any angle. It's just going to take a while. Now again, you can see where I'm aiming at, and see actually where the shot actually went. Two different things, but that shot is close enough. So now we're down to artillery in this. Now and again, you can still see the guy, the standard B basically laying into me. Oh, I'm pathetic. Ah, blah blah blah. I hear this shit all the time. It's funny that, you know, people post this shit on the forums. You have people that post this shit in game, and yet overall, what happens when you normally look at their stuff? You know, now there's few exceptions, but when you normally look at this, and these guys are either using ults, or that when they're in game, they're, you know, you can tell by their stats and everything else. So that's, oh, I'm so good, and then when you look at their stats, they're not good. So before you start judging everybody else by this, that, and the other, like that, just give a person a break. See the game, enjoy the gameplay and everything else. If you disagree with my opinion on it, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. You can think the Coons Pants is great. You can think the 777 is great. Okay, you can see me now. Last guy, aim in, and no. Again, armor, good. Uh-oh, bad chat. Not good, not good. Wait. Nope. There you go. Goodbye. So again, the HE pen's still good. And oh no. Ouch. No, he didn't high roll. So again, this is a victory. So overall, again, I think this tank is really good. We're going to go to the post-game stats in just a second, and you'll be able to look for yourself. All right. So as you can see, first class and everything else of that, you know. Was this the best game ever? No. Am I the best player ever? No. You know, but as an average player and everything else, that is this tank good? Hell yes. Is it really good? Hell yes. Of the tier 9s premiums, again, I rate this first or second between, it's a toss up in my head between the Char and this tank here. Now, the Char has a lot of differences, because again, people hate it because of the 4 second between each shot, which again, you have to deal with. But overall, it's a great tank. This tank here is in the same vein, so that, you know, does it have its problems? Does it have its deficiencies that, you know, it could use more rounds to make sure? Yeah, but they're using that as a balancing factor. You know, again, I did this route using gold. Let's say if I didn't have all that HE, and let's say I had more gold instead of the basically near the standard loadout. You can see how powerful it would be if it actually, you know, you just said, F it. Let's load up all the 2 key and that's it. Or you have a lot of 2 key ammos from them. And this is what you can do without gold. You know, I don't have everything inside of it to make it say, oh, it's the bestest tank ever. You know, my crew, so that does have buttons and arms for that. So again, my crew is not shit, but it only has 2 skills to it. What happens when it gets a better crew? You know, so overall, again, I think this is a really good tank. Now again, standard B and everything else to that, you know, was laying into me and everything else to that, you know, because I'm going to lose the match form and everything else to that. But yet, me having 6 kills, I guess, wasn't good enough. Even when he was talking all that crap, I already had more kills than he did. But it's fine, you know. Tier 9, doing what I need to do for the victory. Again, not the most accurate when I was shooting. Well, I mean, I hit 14 of the shots, but again, a lot of the shots were not aimed at an actual tank. It was aimed at a building to basically knock it over so I can have a clear view. So this is not going to be totally representative of what it actually was hitting, because of, again, what I was doing to knock down the buildings to get a nice clearing. So again, you know, hopefully you guys take a look at this. If you have a chance to get it, I would over the Kuhn's Panzer, because again, the cost for the Kuhn's Panzer, you know, it'd be different if both were the same price, and then from there you can say, okay, if you're more into the Leopard style versus this, but with the Kuhn's Panzer costing that much more, you know, and overall, it's even though this, I consider this really a great tank, if I'm doing it a cost analysis versus the Char futur, well, right now in the battle pass, the Char futur only costs 9 coins, whereas this one costs more. So I would have to go for the Char futur before I would go for this. Again, that's just me, you know. Now if they're the same price, then I have to sit there and like, now I have to be sweating bullets on which one I would actually pick. But in this case here, if you only can get, if you're a free-to-play player and you can just get to the 9 points, so that, you know, your Char futur is going to be your best bet. If you're not a free-to-play player and you got, you know, abundance of cash, you know, I'd actually pick up this and the Char futur if you could. Well, that's my analysis. This is what I think about the tank and everything else. This is my review. Hopefully you guys hit that like, subscribe button. It really helps your channel out. And until then, this is Warp103 saying warp out, have fun, and of course we'll catch you on the next one.